Good morning, guys. Welcome back to another trading session. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing fine as well. So yeah, another day, another trading session here. Today it's Wednesday, so we will have NFP tomorrow. So the NFP got anticipated due to the bank holiday on Friday, which is the 4th of July. So we will have NFP action tomorrow, which is usually happening on a Friday, but since we have the 4th of July, it got anticipated to Thursday. So yeah, guys, let's get straight to the charts here, and see what we can eventually expect from today's price action. Well, the most logical thing is that whenever you have an FP, you should consider that the session pre-NFP or the sessions pre-NFP should be a low probability session or eventually a seek and destroy session. So everything will just wait for the NFP action and eventually take action post NFP. So yeah, what we can eventually expect from today's action is a low probability session or eventually some kind of a seek and destroy action. But if you look into the charts, you can see that prices has been mainly on ES. It has been consolidating here, and yeah, it's a lot of liquidity. It is resting here. We already took all these highs from this consolidation. It was done during London, so London kind of is always the manipulation lag on price. It usually is. So if you take a measure about the last swing to the upside and project it to the downside, you can see that price came down during London. The rest of London, it kind of consolidated in between 4 and 7 a.m. and eventually at 7, in between 7 to 8 a.m. it kind of expanded to the downside. So looking into it, we can see that we have another accumulation, eventually some kind of a manipulation to the upside here, and then we have the expansion to the downside, or the distribution, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, looking into it, it seems like the major move has already been done here, because price almost hit minus 2.5 standard deviation here from the projection on a higher time frame as the 15-minute. But there's some liquidity resting below minus 2.5. You can see here these lows, these relative equal lows here, and yeah, they're kind of juicy, and there's a lot of liquidity resting here for those who were waiting about all-time highs on ES. So on the other hand, I think that price can eventually come a little bit lower, trying to take previous day low, and eventually this liquidity, which is resting here below. There's a lot of liquidity here as well, resting below these lows here as well. But I guess this should be our low-hanging fruit for today, since we are on a pre-NFP day. So yeah, and this is somehow my plan. It's to expect a seek and destroy or eventually hard price action to read, or eventually a continuation for the downside on the downside here, as you can see. We are about 2 minutes before the open. So I will zoom in here. We'll take this out. Price is already making some strange things here, as you can see, prior to the open. And another thing that it's kind of interesting to see is that price came down from this end walk. This shaded area is an end walk. And we have another one here. So what's holding price now? Price is in between two end walks. It is holding or resisting to the downside because of this bullish 1 hour fair value gap. But if we reject the upside here, and if the end walk just give us a pretty good resistance to price, we can eventually expect price to move lower, eventually to event horizon, or even lower, eventually to the next end walk, which has a confluence with -4 standard deviation here. These relative equal lows, if I take the standard deviations to -3 and -3.5, you can see that, yeah, there's no perfect confluence, but price can eventually reach for it as well. So yeah, this is honestly the plan for today's action. We have to keep in mind that price can eventually offer us some hard price action conditions. So keep that in mind and don't try to force anything. Yesterday it was a terrible day for EA's price action. It was a hard day as well. So the indices got asymmetrical in a way that I've not seen in a while. So ES was just consolidating. NQ was bleeding, and YM was just reaching higher. It made about 1% to the upside. So it was a low probability day for the New York AM session. As you can see here, it was somehow a seek and destroy action as well. So price was taking lows, taking highs, taking highs, taking lows. Yeah, we could eventually reach for this short here, but yeah, it was not enticing enough for me because indices were not in sync, and yeah, it kind of made me have second thoughts about trusting the indices or not. So yeah, guys, let's start today. Let's start the morning here with the opening. Let me mark 9:30 open. So 9:30 open is right here. Price is displacing to the downside now. So 9:30 open. It reached for, let me just check the regular trading hours as well. So looking into the regular trading hours. Yeah, it has no gap here. It kind of reached for the sell side here. But yeah. So 9:31, if this candle closes right here, we will have the first presented fair value gap. As you can see, indices are not in sync once again. NQ is pushing higher while ES is, yeah, it's trying to push higher as well, but the price action is not the same here on indices. So far, no first presented fair value gap here. NQ is pushing to the upside. So the first minutes of the pre-market, we have some kind of a accumulation. Then we moved to the upside, which can mark the manipulation. And yeah, if the indices were in sync and if price were in sync, on ES and NQ, I would expect some lower price action, distributing price to the downside here. So expecting something like this. But since price is not in sync, indices are not in sync, it's kind of hard to frame anything. But yeah, usually whenever price accumulates minutes before the open and then it shoots in one direction. If I look into the regular trading hours, just let me see if we took some measure of buy side. Yeah. Yeah, we kind of rejected here at 8:30. So I'm looking for the first presented fair value gap. I will not mark it right now, but yeah, in normal conditions, this is what I would like to see, price coming a little bit lower. But let's wait. Let's wait for the first presented fair value gap. Eventually wait for 950 macro to 1010. Well, NQ is really pushing higher. ES is just mumbling around here, doing nothing. So there's no point here on trying to chase anything on ES. Kind of interesting that the NQ left some relative equal lows. The lows from 9:20 a.m. It left those behind. So I wonder if it will try to chase them eventually later. I don't know. Yeah, ES just mumbling around here. So no bearish or bullish action. NQ just run to the upside. I believe I believe we can eventually be facing a Judas swing on NQ. So I would advise you to be cautious here with NQ. Yes, still doing nothing, just trading below 8:30 open, 9:30 open, and below the yen walk as well. Yeah, strange open here on ES. ES not willing to get out of this barcode that it's doing right now. Let me just check. Yeah. Yeah, we took sell side here. The sell side from yesterday's price action on ES. We still have some more sell side here, but sometimes it can be enough here. And Q really pushing to the upside. And ES is now trying to follow it. Yeah, but so far so far there's nothing we can do right now. We just have to be patient. And Q really pushing to the upside. Well, NQ just made a big fair value gap. I wonder if it won't be inverted. Usually when price just stretches to the upside and in the last moves it makes a fair value gap. Um, it usually, after taking some measure of buy side liquidity, it usually gets inverted, and I wonder if it will. Well, on yes, we have the first presented fair value gap here. Finally, I will push the macro to the upside, and we are starting to develop the macro. So right now, I'm interested to see if the first presented fair value gap just holds, or if it will get disrespected and try to search for lower prices. since we have the NWAG here, the NWAG can eventually act as a resistance on price. So seems like that fair value gap that I was talking about is being retested now on NQ. Let's see if it holds or not. Yeah, so far the first presented fair value gap here on ES is holding, but I don't like how we are just consolidating here. Right inside that NWAG. We are already inside a macro as well. So things are pretty mixed right now. Can't have a clear vision of what's about to happen. But see, price is not willing to to suppress that analog. It's reaching for equilibrium here. It's reaching for a support here, but yeah. Honestly, I would not mind to see price coming down here, eventually retrace back to the first presented fair value gap, and then reach lower. But NQ is not helping on that scenario. I need to see something bearish on NQ as well, and even to buy on ES, it's kind of hard because yeah, it is not making any moves at all. So this is a three handle, four handle. So there we go. It can eventually be some kind of a manipulation as well because we left some smooth edges here on ES. So yeah, nothing clear, honestly. So here we have price displacing down. So now let's see if this is just a manipulation or if you want to if price wants to go lower. Yeah, not liking this reaction if we want to go lower. So at this point, we have 2 minutes before the close of the 4-hour candle, and we have the low here, and the high is here. So I will mark these. So this is the 4-hour candle high. This is the 4-hour candle low. So 1 minute until the close of this 4-hour candle. And as you can see, macro is kind of empty. Price is trying to push once again to the upside. And yeah, this was the manipulation here. And eventually price will now reach for these relative equal highs. And eventually try to reach for midnight open, buy side liquidity as the 4-hour candle high as well. But yeah, I really need to see some strength on price just to this could eventually be some type of a bullish play. But yeah, I'm not taking it because it makes no part makes no sense for me. um, since I was bullish, bearish, I mean. So will not take this one. And he was pushing higher here. So ES will probably follow it, but yeah, there's no displacement here. There's nothing that we can eventually take as a security for price to reach higher. We can eventually know that it will attack here, but it's hard to frame anything in these conditions where price is just almost static. See, price is just creeping to the upside. It's not moving with intention, and that kind of takes me away the confidence that I have in price whenever I see these creeping moves. So it's just moving one handle, 0.5 handles. So this is the macro move here. So it's somehow of a weak move. Let's just see how price will eventually react at the midpoint of this fair value gap here. So price is now reacting to this bearish fair value gap here. But as you can see, there was no strength here to drive price and to close price above the first percent this bearish fair value gap here. So yeah, guys, this is somehow of a boring morning so far. So no trades. Price didn't even retrace to the point where we could eventually interact with it. But yeah, buying here when price is trying to get above the analog, you have the analog here, you have the bearish fair value gap here as well. So it's always kind of tricky whenever you have some big roadblocks right ahead of your movement. Um, yeah, it's tricky to. I kind of anticipated this accumulation here, and when price came down here, I was asking, "Oh, will this be the manipulation, or will this be an expansion to the downside?" And as soon as I saw price coming up again, yeah, I identified this as as you can see here, we have somehow of a accumulation, then price displaced lower for just 2 minutes was enough to manipulate. So the manipulation and is now expanding to the upside. And I believe it will probably take or try to reach for midnight open, which is it's always a magneton price. It has a confluence with the 4 hour candle high as well. So I kind of identified this here, but since NQ was kind of starting to weaken a bit, and we had the analog, we had the fair value gap here. Yeah, I kind of decided to stay on the lines here and not try to engage with this price action, which is now which is not volatile, and it has no, how should I say it, um, it has no intention, you know. kind of a slow market today, honestly. And yeah, this is typical of summer price action. And at this point, yes, we'll take out this first relative equal highs. Yeah, we are far away from London high on ES. Yeah, but so far, the 15-minute projection that I had here in the first minutes of the stream, yeah, it kind of was enough. This minus 2.5 standard deviation was enough for price to reach higher and try to retrace higher. Eventually, we have a 15-minute fair value gap here, but I don't believe we will stop here at this point. This can eventually be a continuation to the upside. But as you see, it lacks some kind of intention. It's just giving us a bullish candle and two bearish candles. One bullish candle, two bearish candles. So I don't like to play in markets like this where there's no speed, there's no clear intention on price. So yeah, price is not taking a lot of time here, trying to get above this area. It kind of stopped here. If it really wants to get above it, we should see some speed in the next couple of minutes. There we go. now it will probably be quick, the move to the upside. There we go. And buy sell liquidity was breached. So yeah, this was a nice trade that we didn't engage with, honestly. Yeah, I kind of identified it, but yeah, was somehow strange price action here. But the read was fine. And I guess that's it. I don't believe we will have any more action on price action here during New York AM. I believe we will eventually um, retrace it a little bit or seek for London highs, which is always a drawn liquidity as well. There we go. We reached for midnight open as well. So the main draw here was hit. Was honestly a clean trade, but yeah. I guess my draw on liquidity was not paired with this scenario. So the read was not that fine. And yeah, price is just moving higher. We kind of missed this move, honestly. It was a nice move, but ES was not giving me the vibes for something that would reach higher. And my bias was kind of um, bearish and not um, bullish. So that's why I decided not to engage with price action. Yeah, at this point, we will probably see London highs as well. Oh yeah. So yeah, guys, sometimes it is what it is. I identified the I kind of identified the setup, the move, but was really not able to enter, and it is what it is. Sometimes we just have to embrace that we cannot interact with the market whenever we want, and now we have this. See, kind of funny how things take place. Huge displacement here. God damn it. So now, should this be a some type of an inversion here, or should this play? How should this play right now? I guess we will move. We still we still have some liquidity here. We still have London highs, so I believe we still move to the upside here. $10.50. It's the macro time, so the macro hour, the macro time window will eventually start. Yeah, we will move higher until London highs, most probably. NQ is pushing a little bit higher. We are inside the macro as well. So let's see if we will have some follow through here on this move. NQ is giving some follow through here, and I would like to see, yes, following NQ as well. So at this point, London highs should be the target here. Let's see if we can reach it. Let me just check here the last swing low as well. So the last swing low was somehow this one here. Price coming back down here. Not liking how price just came here. NQ also coming down. So we have some type of an SMT here in between MES and NQ. We left some relative equal highs here to the upside. Yeah, not liking how price is. It's kind of acting right here. We still have London highs to take on ES, but since we already took them on NQ, it can be a bit tricky here. I kind of like how he has just left these relative equal highs here. So let's see if we will make another run to the upside. Since we are inside a macro, I'm expecting it to fuel a little bit the move to the upside. So London highs. So NQ just took these highs already. Yes, struggling here a bit while NQ is still heading to the upside. I would like to see us uh, make take out these highs here just to ensure me that the move will continue and to ensure me that I will not be a victim of some kind of a manipulation to the downside. NQ pushing. Would like to see us following it. Yeah, ES is really stubborn here. Not giving the same move as NQ. NQ just moving higher, and ES is just trying to do something here, but not willing to reach for London highs like I wish it should. And now we are closing the macro as well. So 11:10. This was some type of a empty macro. Yeah, price is just consolidating right now. Unfortunately, the timing of this interview was not the best. We were in profit some points, but I guess we fall in the hands of consolidation, which is not great. Yeah, at this point, I would like to see some follow through to the upside. We have these relative equal highs here, but it's taking a lot of time. We are here since for about 30 minutes, and we are in between break even and drawdown. Yeah, not looking great here. But at this point, I still believe that we will eventually face and progress to London highs. It's taken some time here. I was convinced that we were that the macro would fuel will give us some fuel to the upside, but it didn't. It was somehow of a flat macro, and meanwhile, NQ is just starting to push lower, which is not that great for ES. We still have some liquidity here to the upside, but it doesn't seem like ES wants to take it before heading a little bit to the downside. I need to see some displacement to the upside just to believe that we still have some intention to reach for London highs. So let's see if we have some follow through here. I need to see price coming outside of this box just to be reassured that we will still move higher. yeah, price was not able to close above the box. So I need to see some willingness to continue to the upside. Well, this is taking too much time for me, honestly. I'm already past 11. Um, and yeah, the macro didn't work as I expected. I was expecting the macro to move price from this manipulation to the next target, which is London highs. But price is taking too long to do it. I still believe that we will go there, but at this point, it's taking too much time for me. 44 minutes, and I'm almost at break even still. So So yeah, we'll take this out here. Small profit, but it is what it is. It's taking too much time here, and I'm not feeling comfortable holding this for so long. Since we are in a 15-minute consolidation as well. I still believe we will have buy-side liquidity as target here, but yeah, I'm content with enough. Yeah, guys, I guess that's it. Was kind of a shame that price really didn't behave like I was expecting it to behave. Otherwise, it could have been a good trade. But yeah, I still believe that buy side liquidity and London highs will be the target for ES. But I don't like how price is just trading here. I don't like these conditions at all. Um, it's time consuming. It's very frustrating to see your P&L coming up and down, break even, up and down, and I prefer to stay away from this condition, from these conditions, and to secure my profits, and that's it. So yeah, I guess that's it for today's action. Somehow of a boring session, but it is what it is. Um, I guess we are inside of summer price action, and summer price action has things like these, um, where the volatility just yeah, just goes down, where the moves are not that sure and not that clean, and yeah, we just have to we just have to accept these conditions and try not to force anything. Imagine not taking that profit. See, yeah, it would have been frustrated. So that's why I decided to just take my profits and go away and enjoy the rest of the day. So I hope you do the same. Don't try to force anything in conditions like these. Once again, NQ was the stronger sister. It was a cleaner price action. It made a cleaner run. And yes, it's just, yeah, just mumbling around here. Uh, you cannot trust uh, uh, on ES like you can on NQ these last couple of days, but sometimes NQ is the stronger sister, and sometimes ES is the stronger one. So yeah, it's just a matter of time before things eventually change once again, and ES becomes once again the stronger sister. So yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed the stream. It was somehow uh, somehow a slow paced stream, and there was not much action here. Tomorrow we will have NFP, so keep that in mind. And yeah, and prepare yourself for not doing anything prior to NFP. Just let things roll, and as soon as NFP hits, just look at the market and see if there's anything that you can do with what NFP will eventually do. Okay. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for interacting as well. I hope you have a nice afternoon, and yeah, see you tomorrow. Thank you very much.